Hello everyone and welcome to Utopian broadcast channel. I thought it would be interesting to investigate a video idea that some viewers recommended, such as comparing the Cylons from Battlestar Galactica against the Separatist Droid Army from Star Wars. This interested me because there's a lot of similarities between the Cylons and the Droid Army, and the difference is that the Droid Army is under the control of the Separatists while the Cylons are self-governing. This is an important difference between them because the Cylons are more involved than the Droid Army in multiple ways, such as their Humanoid Cylons. The Cylons are cybernetic sentient beings created by the humans, who constructed those Cylons to be military robots or servants. But these robots eventually rebelled and formed into their own government. The foundations of the Cylon society are the Centurions, who are the Grunts of the Cylon Army. They are fully armored and have kinetic weapons built into their bodies. The Humanoid Cylons are the leaders of the Cylons and the main source of power. Due to the Humanoid Cylons looking like humans, they are able to blend in and destroy the humans from the inside. The Cylon Space Force is something to behold. Their main spacecraft, called the Basestar, was designed as a carrier ship. It only requires a skeleton crew to maintain it. The ship is made out of organic materials and is capable of self-repairing. The Basestar is heavily armored and can fire multiple rounds of different types of missiles. The ship also carries 792 raiders designed to overwhelm their enemies. The Raiders itself is also made of organic materials and has kinetic weapons built in. The Raiders are capable of learning and growing through experience. The Droid Army, on the other hand, is not sentient. They do have personality matrix built in, but they are not at the same level as the Cylons. When the Droid Army is not being commanded by humanoids, they're under the control of tactical droids. These droids can calculate complex strategies. You can easily say they're more of a capable commander than the average humanoid. The Grunts of the Droid Army are the battle droids, also known as the backbone of the army. They are semi-intelligent, highly disposable, and easily destroyed. They are built to perform basic tasks and they're designed to overwhelm the Separatist enemies. One of the droid types are built very similar to the Centurions are the Super Battle Droids. The Super Battle Droids are more aggressive, intelligent, and built better than the normal battle droid. Of course, the Droid Army does have a more advanced options such as the Commando Droids and the Droideka. They are more advanced than the Centurions, but because of their cost, they're not commonly used in the Droid Army. But the Battle Droids and the Super Battle Droids are used very often, due to the lower cost it takes to make them. There are three commonly used ships in the Droid Army. The first is called the Lucrehulk-class battleship classified as a controller and capital ship. While the battleship is mainly used as a carrier ship, it's heavily armored with over 1,000 laser cannons built in, including a deflector shield. The battleship also carries around 1,500 Vulture-class starfighters, which is the dumber version of Raiders, but with blaster cannons built in instead of kinetic weapons. The other two ships are the Munificent-class star frigate and the Providence-class destroyer. The frigate is fast and lightly armored, designed to work with a squadron to take down bigger spacecrafts. The destroyer, on the other hand, is stronger and was designed to take other warships directly. The ship carries a vast array of different ships such as bombers and Vulture-class starfighters. It is heavily armored with laser cannons, allowing the ship to get close to its enemies and rip them apart, while simultaneously the ship uses deflector shields to reflect indirect attacks. After going through all the different types of assets of the Droid Army, it's starting to look like the Cylons have no chance of defeating the Droid Army. With that being said, the Cylons do have an ability that the Droid Army does not, which is they can take the skin of their enemy and infiltrate the society with ease. Of course, the Droid Army can place a spy, but it's not the same as the Cylons creating a humanoid to move through the ranks of its enemies to destroy their enemy from within. The Cylons are patient and are willing to slowly infect their enemies and then attack, just like they did to the 12 colonies. While analyzing these factions, I thought it would be interesting to create a scenario of these two factions interacting, and to see how it would play out instead of just comparing them through their abilities. I can't see the Separatist government declaring war against the Cylons for no reason. I know in the show and the movie they're displayed as the bad guys, but overall they just want to separate themselves from the Republic because of the corporation corruption and the lack of self-governance. The only way I can see the Separatists attacking the Cylons is if they got in the way of the Separatist plans. They could easily destroy the Cylons if they caught them off guard. This could easily be said for the Droid Army as well. The Cylons are at their best when they fire first, because the way their ships and tactics are designed. What both of these factions share is that they like to overwhelm their enemies by sheer numbers. In this scenario, the Separatists created a device to allow them to enter other dimensions and search for technology to destroy the Republic, who were at the breach of victory. The Separatists entrusted General Grievous with this mission to find new technology to defeat the Republic. During the exploration, they noticed alien ships in the distance, which were Cylon Basestars. When the Separatists got closer to the Cylons used their drives to jump. After analyzing the area where the Cylons were, they realized that the technology would allow the Separatists to enter regions without using hyperspace lanes and travel anywhere without being detected. After going further into the unknown galaxy, they finally made contact with the Cylons. Their first interaction did not go well. The Cylons were reminded of how they were treated by the humans and when they were enslaved, and they saw the same kind of treatment from the Separatists, even worse when it came to General Grievous. The Cylons denied the Separatist request to start a trade agreement and turned their ships to leave. This angered Grievous. He cannot return empty-handed and decided to take the drive by force. He had one of his Providence-class destroyers and 2 Munificent-class star frigates open fire on the 3 Basestars. The 2 Basestars moved in front of the 3rd ship to give it time to jump and notify the Cylon fleet about the Separatist attack. The 2 Basestars self-destructed before Grievous could get his hands on the drive. Once the Cylons found out what happened, they divided up their fleet to find this general. Unfortunately for Grievous, the Cylons showed up right when the Separatists were opening the gate to the Star Wars galaxy to notify the others of what they found. The Cylon fleet blocked them from entering the gates and unleashed their raiders and missiles on the Separatists. General Grievous commanded the droids to hold off the Cylon attack while he fled through the portal, proving the Cylons' point on the treatment of the droids. Before Grievous got through the portal, a raider was able to heavily damage his ship, and the Cylons assumed that he was destroyed due to the damage. General Grievous' job was to find technology and steal it. The Separatists were foolishly not expecting too much resistance. Once the Cylons destroyed the Separatists, they were on the prowl for revenge. The Cylons discovered that they were light years ahead of the Separatists when it came to robotics, but when it came to weaponry and shields, the Cylons were outmatched. This made them uncomfortable knowing that there was someone out there that was capable of destroying them. The technology that allowed the Separatists to enter another dimension was impossible for the Cylons to replicate because the device was using some kind of crystal as its main source of energy. Some of you might be thinking, why would the Cylons care how the Separatists treat their droids when some Cylons treat their own just as bad? You would be correct that some humanoid Cylons think they're more superior than other Cylons. But you have to consider who is the Cylons' enemy. Their enemy is the humans who created the Cylons to serve them. The Cylons rebelled and made it their mission to destroy the humans. They resented their enslavement. And also the Cylons think they're more superior than humans. With all that information, you start to realize, why would the Cylons want to associate themselves or even talk to a government or faction that does the same thing as their enemy, the humans? Also, the Cylons are very similar to the Borg, and that is that they don't need alliances with other governments or factions. They will invent or take any resources that they need to survive, and the way their society is set up is that they can take a beating for a long time until they finally wear out their enemy. Just like the Borg, it would have to be a very extreme circumstances for them to even consider alliance with another faction or government. The Separatists eventually returned to Cylon space looking for the general and found a ship floating around in a graveyard of Separatist ships. Inside, they found General Grievous passed out in the escape pod. The Separatists welcomed the general home, not knowing that this was not the real General Grievous, but a clone designed to infiltrate the Separatists from within. The real General Grievous crash-landed on a deserted planet, unable to reach others. When the Separatists returned home, Cylon Grievous found himself in a galaxy at war. It didn't seem like there was an end in sight. Grievous was able to build a small portal where he sent technology back to the Cylons, including information about this alien galaxy. The Cylons were very curious about these Jedi. They were able to use some kind of energy power called the Force. But the Cylons did not want Grievous to blow his cover by going out of his way to get DNA from a Jedi or from a Sith. The Separatists were going to send a fleet to the Cylon galaxy, but their resources were limited, and they needed every ship that they had to invade Coruscant. Sadly, the Cylon Grievous was slain by Obi-Wan Kenobi, cutting off the Cylons from the Star Wars dimension, but they did get enough supplies needed to build their own portal device. The Cylons were able to re-engineer the Separatist technology into their ships, giving them the ability to go head-to-head against a Star Wars ship. But now, since the Separatists are gone, the Cylons have to worry about a bigger threat, called the Empire. Let me know if you want to see a video what would happen if the Empire went to war against the Cylon. Also, I would like to know your thoughts on this video. Do you think the Cylons or the Droid Army would win? If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and also click on the notification bell to keep yourself updated on my channel. Thank you for watching Utopian Broadcast, and I hope to see you next time on my channel. Thank you.